everybody can dance. Even, and I'll share one more little story with you. It's a real humdinger. So when I did my Zumba Gold training, the instructor said to me, she said, you may teach people who have almost no movement or no movement left in their body. And the really important thing to remember is, even if somebody isn't moving, there is something going on in the brain. There is something neurological going on. And this is something that's actually been studied and researched, in that if you're watching a sports on TV, there's something going on with the neural pathways and things. So watching dance is a wonderful thing. And it is, even if you see nothing in the person that you're teaching, you know, there is something there. And I worked with the Alzheimer's Society and a lot of dementia groups, and a lot of people in all kinds of special needs and that kind of thing. I will say there are limits, but they're usually to do more with health and safety, you know, really. I won't say I can teach everybody, because I can't. But I taught a group, and there was a guy in the group, and he couldn't move anymore. He was in a wheelchair. He wasn't speaking anymore. He had dementia, and it was a very late stage, and it was like a day sort of daycare centre. And he didn't respond. And then when we put on a particular piece of music, I think it was Elvis or something like that, he started to move, and he started to move with the music and go with the music. And it was really amazing to see him starting to engage and to move. And that was so wonderful. And I remember I went to convention like the next week, so I didn't see them for another couple of weeks. And I saw my Zumba instructor, my Zumba Gold instructor, and I was like, oh, this thing happened, and it was really amazing. And she was like, oh yeah, that's great. And I was like, oh yeah, that's great. And the next time I saw him, I think we had a couple of other, you know, sessions and things, but I went and I was teaching, and I put on this song, and he was there, and it was a room of everybody. I was teaching, you know, 30, 40 people in a room. And towards the end, this song came on. It was a really beautiful Elvis song. It was a very popular song amongst that age group. And as the song came on, because he had been engaging, he had been singing along, it was wonderful. And we got to this song, and he started to just cry, you know, and he was just sitting there like weeping. And all the people in the room were like looking at me like, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? They're like, what are you going to do about it? You know, and one of the things I do is I don't stop. I just carry on teaching, because it happens a lot in Zumba when I'm teaching that people get upset, people get emotional. Often people break down. Sometimes they step out of the room because the music brings up the grief. It's very, very common. It happens all the time. So I don't stop, because I've got 30, 40 people here. And also usually the person who's having a moment doesn't want me to stop and bring attention to them. They want their kind of privacy with them. But I remember feeling ever so torn at that moment, because I was like, should I go over and take care of this person? Should I stop the music? He's obviously upset. I don't know what to do. So I just kind of carried on, because I was like, this is what I usually do. I carried on. And we finished, and we did the stretch, and we did that. And then I went over to him and I said, are you okay? And he said, and he was talking, and he said, oh, I'm just a stupid old man. I said, no, what's up? And he said, it's just memories. And I said, I said, is it, it's sad memory? And he said, no, no, no. He said, it's my happy memories. He said, it's my wife. I'm remembering my wife. And she's gone. And I'm just a silly old man. And I said, no, 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 no. I said, no, it's the most natural thing in the world. I said, a song comes on and I remember my granddad, and I have to have a good cry as well. And we sat and we chatted for a little bit. And that was the last time I saw him, because the next time I went back, and he was 99 years old. The next time I went back, they told me that he'd passed away. And, it took me a while, because it was such a powerful moment. And sometimes you make somebody cry, and I was thinking, how do I hold this? How do I hold what has happened? Did I just hurt somebody at the end of their life? Should I have left them alone? This is somebody who was really at the last stage of dementia, who was not interacting with the world, was not speaking, was not any of those things. And the way I hold it is that I allowed him to remember his wife and remember his life, maybe one last time, and to really feel alive and to feel human and to be himself one more time. And that, I think, is a really great gift, to have one more moment of your life, to be. And I think when it comes to dementia, sometimes it's not about having more time, but about having what we would call lucid time, of being oneself. That's the way I hold that, and I hold that as a very precious memory and a gift to him, and a gift from him to me, to understand a bit more what it is to be human and what it is to be alive as a human being. Maybe you disagree, but that's the way I hold it, that special, precious memory.